Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk and welcome back to Shep Talk movie review. Before we get into that review though, a quick admin note. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that way you get notified whenever I upload a video. Also, just in case you didn't know, I am also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. The links for those will be down in the description down below. Now, let's get to the review of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was directed by Pete Hewitt and was written by Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey stars Keanu Reeves, Alec Winter, William Sadler, Joss Ackland, and George Carlin. Quick synopsis. Evil robots are sent back from the future to kill Bill and Ted so that the utopia that the Wild Stallions brings will not happen. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was released on July 19th, 1991. Which just seems crazy for back then. The first movie released was in 1989, and then 2 years later we have the sequel, which is probably why I have mixed feelings about this sequel. It just seemed like it was rushed. It doesn't reach the level that the first one does, but it does have moments of brilliance in it that make you wish you had gotten to see more of those moments. One of the things that just really didn't work for me was the evil robots. I mean, when they first arrive, they are quick to get rid of their human counterparts. But once that happens, they pretty much don't do anything unless Deinomelos reaches out and tells them to. I mean, these are evil robots. They could have easily ended the relationship with the princesses, which in turn would have affected the Wild Stallions moving forward. They could have also gone after Bill and Ted's parents, made sure no help was coming from that front either. But all we get from them is really continuing to behave like the real Bill and Ted. And I get it that some will say that they weren't supposed to do anything until the Battle of the Bands happened. That way they could affect the outcome. But I stand by my opinion that if they would have done the things I mentioned, then when the Battle of the Band happened, they could have still messed up the outcome and gotten the same results. Instead, they let things play out, and of course, lo and behold, the real Bill and Ted show up and are able to quickly dispatch our two evil robots and set things right again without really that much work. Though, one of the highlights of this movie is William Sadler as the Grim Reaper, and I, for one, am happy to hear that he is coming back for the third movie. His interaction with Bill and Ted just really make this movie. Watching the Grim Reaper throw a fit when Bill and Ted keep beating him at board games is probably just the best part of this movie. I will say or give props that at least Bill and Ted seem to grasp the gravity the situation they are in. And if they don't make it back to the land of the living, everyone they care for and love will be hurt. And I did enjoy the journey they took with the Grim Reaper. It isn't towards the end of the film that things just seem to go out of control for my taste. And part of that is the alien station. I just hated that all we got were these two symbiotic aliens that only say station to express themselves. I guess this was Bill and Ted's version of Groot, but for me, it just didn't really work. I mean, having the smartest being be an alien works for me and really kind of does make sense, but the method they went about portraying him on the screen just fell flat for me and could have been done better. As with the last movie, it is all about Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. If these guys didn't have the chemistry they do, and just being able to play off each other, these movies really wouldn't be worth the rewatch. These guys just seem to embrace their roles so much that many people couldn't see them for the people they truly are and just associated them with Bill and Ted. Thank God that has changed for them. George Carlin didn't really have a big role in this one. Seeing how they were dead most of the film and he wasn't, but again, it was great seeing him in the role of Rufus on the screen again. And once more, props to William Sadler as the Grim Reaper, who plays the straight man against Bill and Ted so well that he just felt like part of the group and not so much as an outsider who was written into the story. I do like how they solved the whole how do you tell the audience Bill and Ted are dead. Let us put a filter over the whole thing when they are dead so the audience will be able to tell the dead world from the live world. And the thing is, it works. It is a simple solution for a problem that most wouldn't have thought about. Sure, the movie could have just not done it, but at least this gives the audience a clue that things are different from scene to scene. Overall, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey isn't as well done as the first one, As stated, there are moments in this movie that make it shine, and it is these moments that get me to come back and watch this movie again and again. But I will say, after watching this movie, I have some mixed feelings going into Bill and Ted Face the Music. There seems to be some changes from the end of this movie to the next one. I mean, everything seems to wrap up nicely for both of them, and Wild Stallions are about to bring the world into a utopia. But as we have seen from the trailers for the new movie, that doesn't seem to be the case. So I'd like to see what they do or say in the third movie that changes everything. But guys, with all that being said, Shep Talk gives Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey 2.5 Sheps out of 5. Guys, that is all I have time for today. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, check out some of the videos over here. I'm sure there's something you'll find that you'll like as well. But that is all I have time for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next review.